Okay, guys, so in this video, we are going to look at 4 past papers. Paper 1, Afrikaans paper 1. We are going to look at the taal questions, more specifically the sinstrukture, to see the type of questions that they ask, what they test you on, so that you know what to expect when you write your exam. Okay, so the 4 papers that we are going to look at is a November 21 and a May 22. And as you can see, they have the same vibe. The question starts with a strokie spread up here, the same here. And the first 2 are in order. Here they have a tense one, and here they are ontkenning, and the same one over here. However, they do not all look like that. And this is not the exact structure. So that's why we're looking at a November 21 and a May 21 one as well. See, it's different. There's no strokie spread over here and here. And actually, it's not in the same format and order. So the reason we look at 4 different ones, obviously, is that you do not expect just a certain type of question or order or certain type of paper. And then when you do not get the same one, that you are confused or stressed in the paper. Now, I did mention in the title that I'm going through IEB papers. So that doesn't mean if you're not IEB that you cannot gain from this, or you might not get the same questions. However, the format is different. In an IEB paper, the question 8, the whole question 8 is just sinstrukture, meaning voegwoorde, leidende, bedrijvende, indirecte rede, stuff like that. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on. However, when you do GDE, it is mixed. The question is mixed. More than one question is mixed with woordstructure en sinstrukture. For example, here they ask a homoniem, a deelwoord, there they have a toekomende, and then again they want een woord, 'n meervoud, voornaamwoord. So it is mixed. And I just want to focus on the sinstrukture. Okay. And you also see I'm actually not going in order of the questions. I'm not going number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be focusing on concepts together. Okay, in this video, we are going to look at the tye questions. So let's look at these 2 papers first. So they say, herskryf die sinne soos aangedui, meaning you are going to rewrite the sentence starting with the word in bold. Okay, so this is our tense question first. So have a look. It says to start with gisteroggend. And here it says to start with gister. So what does that mean? What type of tense do we have to do it in? In die verlede tyd. So we're going to rewrite the sentence in die verlede tyd. Okay, so let's look at the sentence. Die seun sit en praat met sy onderwyser. Okay, there I see what they are testing you on. Okay, they give you 2 verbs. And they want to see, do you know what to do with the 2 verbs? And can you guys remember, what do you need to do? So you need to figure out if these 2 things can be done at the same time, then only the first verb gets a ge. However, if they cannot, then both of them will get a ge. Now, remember, we're going to have a new verb, a past tense verb, and these 2 verbs will be moved to the end of the sentence, to where verb 2 is. Okay, so now you are going to pause and see if you can do the sentence. Okay, let's look at the answer. Gisteroggend het, because it's now past tense, die seun met sy onderwyser gesit en praat. Okay, so they can be done at the same time, so only the first verb gets a ge. Okay, let's look at this one. So it said to start with gister. So let's look at the sentence. Die seun staan en praat met sy ouers in die badkamer. Okay, again, it is basically the same sentence as that one. This one is just talking to his teacher, and this one to his parents in the living room. So again, you have to figure out, can these 2 things be done at the same time? You are going to move it to verb 2, and we're going to have a new past tense verb. Okay, so pause, see if you can do it. Let's look at the answer. Gister het, because it's past tense, die seun met sy ouers in die sitkamer gestaan en praat. They can be done at the same time, so only the first one gets a ge. Okay, let's look at those other 2 papers. Okay, so here we have it, and dit sê verlede week. Verlede week meaning last week. So again, we're going to do a past tense verb, a past tense sentence. Okay, so what do they want us to change? Hulle wag vir die restaurant, dan gaan hulle saam in. Okay, so can you see that we have two separate sentences here? So the big thing to remember is you're going to do this one, going to change this to past tense, as well as this. You cannot just do the one, you have to do both. However, there's a done. So done is going to change because done is used for present and future tense, but we have to change it to the past. So that is going to change. Ugh, they're really testing here because look at that at the end. We have a preposition. So when a sentence ends in a preposition and you change it to either future or past, and remember your verb is going to move to the end. This is a small, see, it's tiny, it's scared, it cannot stand on its own. It's going to grab onto the verb. Okay, so it's going to be one word. So pause, see if you can do the sentence. Okay, let's look at the answer. So verlede week het, it's past tense, hulle voor die restaurant gewag. Okay, so we did that part. Hulle wag vir die restaurant, hulle het vir die restaurant gewag. And then dan changes to. Because dan gebeur iets is at the moment or future, maar toe het iets gebeur is past tense. So toe het hulle saam ingegaan. Okay, so gaan is your verb. It goes to the end. It's stuck. It gets stuck to the preposition. But remember, it's past tense. So gaan gets a ge. And it's all together. Ingegaan. Okay, so remember that. We have to look at these things when reading a question. Okay, let's look at this paper. It says verlede December, again, the past December or last December, meaning past tense. En wat is die sin? Die scuba duikers eet en swem elke dag. Okay, so like the others. So they give us two verbs. They want to see, do you know what to do with these two verbs? So you have to figure out, can they be done at the same time or not? Okay, so pause, see if you can do the question. Okay, let's look at the answer. Verlede December het, remember it's past tense, die scuba duikers elke dag geëet en geswem. It cannot be done at the same time, so both of them gets a ge. Okay. Now, these were verlede tyd past tense questions. However, there are more in the papers. So, here's the next one. It says volgende Vrydag. So volgende Vrydag is next Friday. So what type of tense is that? Toekomende tyd. So now we have to change this to the future tense. And what do we know? Remember, future tense is sal. So it's easy. Let's read our sentence. Die seun het sy boeke by die skool. Okay, I see what they want to test you on. Okay, so this is het. However, it doesn't mean that it's past tense. It means he has it. Ek het dit. I have my books. So, remember, we're going to have a new verb here, which will be sal. Then this is going to move, but it's going to change. And can you remember what it changes to? Okay, so pause, see if you can do it. Okay, let's look at the answer. Volgende Vrydag sal, because it's future tense, die seun sy boeke by die skool hê. Important. Het changes to hê. Okay, let's see this side. Volgende week, meaning next week, meaning it's toekomende tyd as well. Let's read the sentence. Die seun stel 'n nuwe lys van universiteite op. Okay, so this part is quite easy. However, again, we have the preposition at the end. And now you remember, you know what to do. Our verb will move to the end and get stuck to that one because it's scared. Okay, so pause. See if you can do it. Let's look at the answer. Volgende week sal die seun 'n nuwe lys van universiteite opstel, because opstel is here. Stel is the verb. It goes to the end and it gets stuck. So it is one word. Okay, there was one more in these papers. Okay, let's say volgende keer, meaning next time, meaning it is also future tense. So kom ons lees die sin. Andile het 'n grapie om vir die groep te vertel. So again with the het, not past tense, meaning I have it, he has something. However, again, they're testing you here. Have a look here. Om vir die groep te vertel. Om te. It's a infinitive that is at the end of the sentence. Remember, stompie is that I at the end. So now, if your verb is going to move to the end, remember it's going to change as well. It is not going to move at the end of the I. Remember, in stompie, verb 2 is in front of it. So this is what they're testing you. Number 1, do you know what happens to this head? What does it change into? And do you know what to do with this? Okay, so pause, see if you can do it. Okay, let's look at the answer. Volgende keer sal Andile 'n grappie hê. That is what it changes to. But then, om vir die groep te vertel. That stays like that. However, they want to check, do you know, hê needs to stand in front of it and not at the end of it. Okay, so let's recap. What did we see? What patterns did we see in these 4 papers? So number 1, they asked past tense questions, verlede tyd, as well as future tense, komende tyd. Okay. For the past tense, they like to ask the 2 werkwoorde. So when we have 2 verbs and you need to check, can they be done at the same time? Also, for past tense, done had to change to. And do we know what it changes to? Then, for future tense, the head, when you have something, changes to hair. And then for both past and future, we had a preposition, and we need to remember that it gets stuck to the verb. The verb comes over and it gets stuck to it. And then also to look for the om te at the end of the sentence. To know that when your verb moves, because we get a new past tense or future tense verb, that your other verb will stand in front of this. Okay, guys, I hope that this helped you. Please look at the next video for another concept.